is done. It is done. The Pact of Peace, the treaty in between Panama and the United States, and I say treaty, but it's not a treaty. The pact that is going to help with the closing of the Pass of Darién. For those who do not know, this is a big deal when talking about illegal migration and the migrant crisis because the overwhelming majority of the migrants that are coming from the southern border, generally speaking, they're coming from South America, Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, lo que sea, and a lot of these countries are using this route called the Selva of Darién, or the Darién's Gap. In Spanish, you call this La Selva de Darién. This is a big issue because when you go right here, like on Sudamerica, like where South America is and Central America is, this is the route that most take to get to the border in between our country and Mexico. You get me? So the pact that we have here is basically that America or United States is going to help covering the cost of the word in Spanish is repatriación, basically with the help of flying all these illegal migrants that they're going to be catching in those forests back to their own proper countries, be it to their benefit or be it to their detriment. We're also going to supply them with logistics and equipment to help this, and et cetera, et cetera. And my personal opinion about this is a big deal for me because, one, if you know the history in between our country and Panama, it's not necessarily the best. You know, if we talk about the occupation of Panama, the invasion of Panama, and all this other stuff, there was a lot that went wrong with that they didn't teach us about in school. I didn't learn it until I got old enough and learned Spanish. When you start talking about the illegal migration, a lot of people don't know. It's not like the illegal migrants just immediately just pop up at the border and don't go through anywhere else. The issue with thousands and thousands of people illegally crossing through countries and through streets is something that people deal with in Panama and Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Mexico también also. So it's not necessarily something that doesn't affect them as well too. Now, one could play devil's advocate and say, well, this is not the 1940s and 50s where we were saying, hey, can all of y'all can all come here and vengan todos. We're not saying that. Y'all are making the decision to come. It don't have nothing to do with us. Why in the fuck do we have to cover the cost? Yeah, but to be fair, and I think about this too, regardless of that, those countries still suffer because they're all trying to come. I always tell people this. When you talk about how the cartel, now we're not even talking about immigration no more, but we're just going to talk about other things. When you talk about how the drug trade has affected certain countries in Central America, be it Mexico with the cartels, be it El Salvador, et cetera, a lot of people don't realize there wouldn't be such a big market for that if they weren't right next to us. A lot of that money is being made to make money. Like, it's coming over here. Like, so it's not necessarily like there's not a negative to that too. So when you talk about the immigration thing,